Good morning. I'm Bhavna Sharma, subject faculty of financial accounting. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the nature and the objectives of financial accounting. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the functions of accounting and the difference between bookkeeping and accounting. So first we'll discuss the functions of accounting. First function is the recording function. In this, all the financial transactions are recorded in an orderly manner, in a chronological order, as and when the transaction is occurred. And that is recorded in the books of account, which is known as the journal. So, the transactions are recorded in very first place in the books of accounts, which is known as the journal. Second function is classifying function. Classifying is concerned with the systematic analysis of the recorded data so as to accumulate the transactions of similar type at one place. Classifying is done. All the transactions which are being recorded in journal, now in classifying it is being classified through different accounts. That means whatever transactions that has been recorded, whether there are incomes that is earned, expenses incurred, assets purchased, any liabilities are being paid. So all type of transactions are being recorded in the journal. But in the classification, we classify, we accumulate all those transactions which are of similar nature. Like one sales account is prepared. So in that account, all the transactions related to only sales would be mentioned. Cash account can be prepared. Furniture account, capital account. So classification is done in the ledger where all the transactions are classified and posted in the books of accounts. Next function is summarizing function. Summarizing includes the preparation or presentation of the classified data in a manner which is useful for the user. Now this function includes the preparation of the financial statement, preparation of trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet, cash flow statement. So summarizing is all the data which has been recorded and classified would be summarized. And last function is interpreting function. Now, interpreting means the accountants should interpret the statements in a manner which is useful to the action. Accountant should explain not only what has happened, but also why this happened, what is likely to happen under specified conditions. So, by looking at the financial statements, one can interpret about the financial information. Next, we are going to discuss about the distinction between bookkeeping and accounting. Bookkeeping, we can say, is a part of accounting. It is concerned with recording of transactions, which is routine or clerical in nature. Accounting performs other functions. It measurement function or communicates besides the recording. So we can say bookkeeping is recording of transactions and say classifying, interpreting would be the accounting function. An accountant is required to have much higher level of knowledge, conceptual understanding, analytical skills than is required of the bookkeeper. An accountant designs the accounting system, supervises, checks the work of the bookkeeper, prepares the reports based on the recorded data, and interprets the reports. Nowadays, the accountant has required to take part in the matters of management, control, even planning of the economic resources. So we can say that bookkeeping is a routine work and not a technical work. Accounting starts where bookkeeping ends. Now we'll discuss about the different comparative points between the bookkeeping and the accounting. Bookkeeping is a recording phase, while accounting is a summarizing phase. Bookkeeping is prepared by bookkeepers. Accounting is done by the accountant. Bookkeeping does not require any special skills because there is only recording of the data. Accounting requires special skills because we have to prepare certain statements, balance sheet, P&L account, interpretation has to be done. Next, bookkeeping. In bookkeeping, personal judgment is not required, while in accounting, personal judgment is required. And last point, bookkeeping does not give complete picture of financial position, as only recording of transactions is done. So with the recording, only with the looking at the journal books, we cannot able to say about the financial position of the company. And in accounting, it gives the complete picture of financial position. As from financial position, we can, looking at the balance sheet, we are able to know about the financial position of the company. Next topic is interrelationship of accounting with other disciplines. In this, we'll talk about the accounting relation with the other subjects. So first we'll discuss the relationship of accounting with the economics. Economics is concerned with the rational decision making efficient use of resources for satisfying the human wants. So likewise, accounting is also making the efficient use of resources, provides appropriate information to the management for decision making. Next, interrelationship is accounting with statistics. Statistics is concerned with numerical data, various statistical techniques, which is used for collection, classifying, analysis, or interpretation of the data. Accounting has a close relationship with statistics. Like accounting ratios is based on statistical methods. Regression, that is used for budgeting. Standard deviation is used for capital budgeting decisions. So various statistical methods and techniques are used by the accounting. Next relationship of accounting is with mathematics. Accounting equation is expressed in the form of mathematical equation. Assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. So that is being derived from mathematics. So knowledge of maths is a prerequisite for accounting. In accounting, we also compute the depreciation. That is also in relation with the mathematics. And last one is accounting relationship with law. In law, there are different acts, there are different provisions, like there is Sale of Goods Act, Negotiable Instruments Act. So these type of acts are being used in accounting. So an accountant has to keep in mind specific provisions which is given in these acts. So we can say that accounting has an interrelationship with economics, statistics, mathematics, as well as.
Next topic we are going to discuss is branches of accounting. In accounting, we have basically three branches. One is financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting. Financial accounting, we have already discussed that financial accounting is done to know the profits earned by the business or loss incurred by the business during a particular period, that is a financial year. And we also get to know about the financial position of the balance sheet, financial position of the business by looking at the balance sheet of the company. Second one is the cost accounting. Cost accounting is done to know the cost of the goods produced or services rendered by the business. So from the name, it is clear that we get to know about the cost of each and every product or department wise or unit. So it helps the business in controlling the cost by indicating avoidable losses and wastage. And last one is the management accounting. Management accounting is based on the reports which is being prepared by the financial accountants and cost accountants. So basically, the objective is to supply the relevant information at appropriate time to the management so that they are able to take decisions. Next, we are going to discuss about the advantages of accounting. First is that it provides complete and systematic records. The accounting provides complete records to the business because each and every transaction of monetary nature is recorded. So the company may be able to know how much the expenses are incurred, how much income is being earned, what are the assets that is being owned by the company, what are the liabilities that need to be paid in future. So each and every record is being maintained, as well as there is a systematic record. We record it in a chronological order, like in journal entry. Then we classify the similar nature of accounts in ledger. Then profit and loss account is prepared there. Only on one side income is shown, on other side expenses are being shown. Second is that it provides information which is useful for making decisions. Like we have discussed in the management accounting, that is being done by the management accountants, that whatever decision making has to be taken by the management, the accounting provides all the information in the form of balance sheet or income statement or cash flow statement. Next advantage is that accounting helps in raising loans. Every business needs loans, money for the growth, expansion. So by the banks or the financial institutions, they also want to know about the profitability position or financial position, whether the business would be able to pay back or pay interest on time, or they will pay the principal. So again, accounting provides all such data to the banks or the financial institutions. Next advantage is that it provides information which is useful to the investors and creditors. Investors are those people who have invested in the business, or there can be potential investors who want to invest in the business. So they also want to know about the profitability of the business, the creditors from whom the goods have been taken on credit basis. So investors and creditors again want to know about the profitability and financial position which is being provided by the accounting. Next advantage is that it can be used as a proof, as an evidence in the court of law. In case the company is being sued, the business can show all the accounts, because again, we have discussed that each and every record is being maintained. There is systematic record. So this also can be proved in the court. And last is, we can do inter-firm or intra-firm comparison. Inter-firm comparison can be done like we can compare same firm for over number of years, or we can compare 2 or 3 different firms of similar nature. So these were the advantages of accounting. Next, we are going to discuss about the limitations of accounting. Like every coin has 2 sides, accounting has its limitations also. First is that it is affected by personal judgment. In spite of the fact that convention of objectivity is respected in accounting, but to record certain events, estimates have to be made, which requires personal judgment. So it is very difficult to expect accuracy in future estimates, and objectivity suffers. For example, in order to determine the amount of depreciation to be charged every year from the use of fixed asset, it is required to estimate the future life of asset or the scrap value of asset. So in accounting, we do not determine but measure the income. So there are different methods like there we have to create provision for doubtful debts, we have to create provision for depreciation. So in all these things, personal judgment is required. So it is affected by the personal judgment. Next point is, it considers only quantifiable information and ignores non-monetary information. The basic rule of financial accounting is all monetary transactions are being recorded, but non-monetary transactions are not recorded. So the transactions and events, however, they are very important for the business, but if they are of non-monetary nature, then it is ignored, then it is not recorded. For example, the more of competition is faced by the business, or there are certain technical innovations which is being possessed by business, the loyalty of employees, their hard work, their dedication, these are all the important matters for the business and directly or indirectly affects the profitability of the business. But because they are of non-monetary nature, so they have no place in the books of accounts. Next limitation is that accounting does not provide detailed analysis. The information supplied by financial accounting is in the reality of the financial transactions due to the course of the year. So it enables to study the overall results of business activity. For proper running of business, information is required regarding, say, cost or revenue, profit of each product. But financial accounting does not provide such detailed information product wise. So it gives us the picture of the overall profitability and not about, say, product wise or department wise. So for example, if a business has earned a total profit of, say, 5 lakh during a particular year, so it sells 3 products and they want to know the profit earned by each product. So financial accounting does not help there because it gives the overall profitability of the business. Next limitation is that accounting does not disclose present value of business. In financial accounting, the position of business as on a particular date is shown by a statement which we say is a balance sheet. So in balance sheet, the assets are shown on the basis of going concern concept. So it is presumed that business has relatively longer life, will continue to exist. Hence, the asset values are going concern values. So realized value of each asset, if sold today, cannot be known by studying the balance sheet. So all the assets are recorded at the cost price or purchase price. So the assets value, they do not disclose the true value of the business. Next limitation is it provides limited information. Like we have discussed is in the previous point that no detailed analysis is being provided. So only we can get to know about the limited information. And last is it is based on historical data, because whatever transactions has happened would be recorded. Whatever assets, say, we have purchased 5 years back, so the cost of that asset would be recorded even though depreciation is being charged. So these are some of the limitations of accounting. Thank you. That's all for today.